Welcome back. Today is a really cold day. We've had no sun for several days. The whole house is chilly. So I'm making a really nutritious, really lusciously warm cream of broccoli soup. First thing I'm going to do is put some oil in there and chop up my onion. Onions are very cheap at this time of year. By gently frying them in oil, they will actually take up some of that oil, and then when I blend them, that will make it more unctuous all the way through. It will distribute the fat into the soup. It also intensifies the onion flavour. But at this time of year, onions are just ridiculously cheap. We bought a whole 5 kilos for, I think it was €3. Really wasn't a lot of money. But at other times, when the water disappears and it's hot, then we can be looking at an onion €1. So I just leave those. This is my potato. I peeled it earlier. And I just put these in. Just to gently soften in the oil. So we'll leave those alone. I have some cheese. This makes it a really hearty dish. We're just going to add some toast to this, and we've got ourselves a really nice meal. I've taken out some cheese I had in the fridge. This is a Swiss Emmental. You can grate this. And this is a very salty cheese I don't particularly like. And as we've got it, this seemed a good idea to use it up. It's called Cellier, and I don't particularly like it. It's a hard cheese, it's a good cheese, but it's a bit harsh in the mouth. Not really my sort of cheese. But those two, they will melt into the soup and become delicious. I've got a whole head of broccoli here, and that is the stalk. I've peeled the stalk, and I'm just going to cut these small pieces up. I quite like stalk. Most people throw it in the bin, but if you peel it, it's not tough and it's quite sweet. I have some cream, and that really is something you can choose how much to add. I've got half a litre of milk, and I have some water, salt and pepper. I won't be using a lot of salt because I have got very salty cheese. But I'm going to add some salt now. And I've got pepper. I like a lot of pepper in this soup. I think it's lovely. You can add nutmeg, but I'm not very fond of nutmeg. But if you like nutmeg in things, this is a good place to put it. So I'm going to soften it with some water. And there was about half a litre of water there as well. And now I'm going to add the broccoli. Then I'm going to soften the broccoli. This is such a simple recipe. And the broccoli at this time of year is cheap over here as well. Well, this has been simmering for about 8 minutes because I want these very soft. And now I'm going to add the milk. This is half a litre. And the cheese, because the cheese needs to become soft, and the French call it fondant, just melt into the soup. And then I'm going to just blend it. Well, can you see it's just starting to melt? So what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to blend it now. I'll take it off the heat, and with my little magic wand, and I'm going to add some cream. This is a thick version, but it's still 30%. And I want to add not too much. Just going to reheat it prior to serving. And you can see this is a really nice soup. And it's just packed full of nutrients. It goes really well with the toast that we happen to have here, which is a seedy bread. And I've made it very thin so it'll go really crunchy. And here it comes. It's come back up to the boil. So I'm going to turn it off and serve it. I've got some big wide bowls because it's slow to chill. So it's nice to be able to spread it out a bit. There, that's a very hearty soup. And these on top just make it look floated on the top. Little bits of, they're visually interesting, and they add a little bit of crunch. And the seeds will be in the bread as well. So the whole thing works beautifully. Cold winter day soup.